Let's begin from the beginning. First thing is the essential ideology of the scientific religion. It starts something like this. The beginning of this world, or the whole cosmos, or the whole universe, started with a Big Bang about 14 billion years ago. That's equivalent of 1,400 crores years ago. It started with the Big Bang, and a variety of particles came running out of this one because of the big explosion. What was before that? Who gave this Big Bang? Who kicked up the Big Bang? We don't know. As scientists, we unashamedly, unhesitantly, we acknowledge we don't know. For us, for scientists, the time began only from there, and space began only from there. Particles began only from there. Sun and stars started sometime much later, and the earth started very, very late. You and me were born much, much later, many, many times later. But the beginning of the universe was just a Big Bang. Since the particles, a few variety of particles came out running away from each other, then running away from each other, they started cooling off because of any explosion. When particles run away from each other, after some time they will slow down and they cool. When you say they cool, the best example is consider soda bottle, close the soda bottle, shake it and just suddenly open it, then water flows with the gas all of a sudden, then you will feel the cool soda bottle. The water that comes also will be cool. In a similar fashion, after some time, after few billion years later to the Big Bang, particles cool down. Since they cooled down, they came close together, started forming small colonies, small associations, small parties among themselves. Imagine, now we imagine like this. Just there were so many particles. What we know are few hundred particles now. What we don't know are many more. What we know, at least two particles, we will take it for simplicity, an electron and a proton. Electron is a tiny negatively charged particle. Proton is a tiny positively charged particle. Only difference is the mass of proton is about 1,450 times bigger than, heavier than the electron. Because of this one, the electron started running around the proton because of the electrostatic force. It is an attractive force. Now, there are so many other types of forces, gravitational force, nuclear force, there are so many of them. For our own simplification, let us put there are only two types of forces in the world, in the whole universe. One is associative force, other is a dissociative force. The associative force is the one which brings two particles or many particles come together to form a small subunit. The dissociative unit is a force which keeps a particle individually. For example, in a carbon, you have 6 proton, 6 neutron, 6 electron. Now, even though you have 6 proton, 6 neutron in the nucleus, they don't fuse together. The electron keeps on running around at a high speed at the outer side. They never plunge into the nucleus, become one with the proton. They don't do. That means there are two important forces. We have simplified. One is associative, the other is dissociative. The dissociative is the one which wants to keep the identity by itself. Associative force is the one which makes few particles come together. Let us give an analogy, you will understand things much better. Imagine in a park there is a very handsome fellow walking around. By real sheer chance, he comes across a very beautiful girl, and then he approaches towards her, smiles at her, and tries to woo her, and she is also responding. Then they become lovers. Imagine these are two, Romeo and Juliet. Remember, very importantly, they come across by a sheer chance. First thing. Second, they go close together because of the sexual attraction between them. There is a necessity, inherent necessity in them. That is first thing. And they come across only by sheer chance. These two are very important factors in the making of the whole world. In our Tamil literature, we have Kovalan and Madhavi. Those who are familiar, they would appreciate why I cite this example and I am not citing Kovalan and Kannahi. Anyway, coming back to our discussion, they come, Romeo and Juliet come across like that. A handsome man and a very beautiful lady come together. They fall in love. After some time, they form a family. They produce children. Imagine that they have a son and a daughter. Very small, compact family. Remember, the man goes around, earns some money, and when he earns money, he keeps some money for himself and gives a lot of money to the family. In a similar fashion, the mother takes care of the husband and the children, prepares beautiful, tasty food. She gives a part to the husband, part to the children, but she keeps some food for herself also. She never gives away all the food for the husband or the children. That means, not only that, even the most devoted mother needs some space for her to take bath, for her to take sleep, for her to enjoy food. So she has something for her and a lot for the family. This is what happens from the father also. He keeps something for him and gives a lot to the family. Because of this equilibrium, necessity-based equilibrium, the family runs very, very well. That is how any family is formed. This is how any society is formed. This is how any political party is formed. Everyone has an individual requirement. He has got a selfish motive. At the same time, he has got a social requirement. He comes into the party because he wants to play a certain role in the society. At the same time, he wants to have something for himself also. It's important to reiterate that associative force and dissociative force are the two types of major forces which govern the entire universe, as I have given so many examples. Another, the dynamics of the world is necessity and chance, because there are so many particles running here and there. Millions and millions of particles are running and moving here and there. Out of that, some 2 or 3 particles should chance upon to come together. And then if they have necessity, they form a subunit, like lovers, like a family, or a party, or a club, or a society, or a government. All these are coming under these two dynamics, chance and necessity. In the example we cited, that gentleman in the park could have seen hundreds, many tens of girls around. He may not have been attracted towards her. Same way, that girl in the park could have looked at so many young men. Many others could have even proposed to her. She may not have liked him. So, but one particular person, for some reason, attracted her. In a similar fashion, many combination of particles and molecules could have formed together and dissociated, gone away from each other. Only one particular one, which came upon by chance and by necessity, they came closer together, formed a bigger subunit. That's a dynamics of the whole universe. With this in your background, you can imagine that the whole universe was formed over few millions and millions of years, and as they formed, bigger and bigger unit formed, and during this, the steps from one step to another step became closer and closer, and because of this one, you have atoms and molecules, next crystals, from some crystals some basic primitive life came up. From primitive life you had variety of animals, species, kinds of hundreds and thousands of kinds of things in the sea, and then on the land many things came up. And again it took a long time for a right opportunity for the evolution of a primate. One such a small branch of the primate is a human being, humanoid. From the humanoid you have Homo habilis, then Homo erectus, and then Homo sapiens. Homo sapiens is the intelligent or rational or wise man who could think, plan and act. Example such hominoid, one example such Homo sapien is Alexander or Einstein or Tagore or you or me. By this narration you would have understood by now that mankind was not created either by God or even by nature. We came out, the whole story, whole mankind came out by sheer chance during the struggle of evolution. Hundreds and thousands and million times human beings failed. Human system failed. After few million times, over few million years, the human Homo sapiens evolved out of the nature. I wish to bring to your foreground an important point. You must have heard about dinosaurs. They have lived well before any human evolution. They lived few million years ago. They romped, they dominated the whole world. But somehow, for some reason, they were not able to survive the new developments on the surface of Earth, and they got terminated. From this, you could easily understand that mankind was not created by any god of any name. It just evolved by sheer chance. And also remember, sometime this mankind also could disappear for some reason which is way beyond the control and the capability of mankind. Possible. I would never say it will. It is possible. From the narratives given so far, few points are very important I want to bring to your focus. First thing, the whole universe is about 13 billion years ago. It is so old, and the stretch of the universe we don't know, but it should be about few million or billion miles diameter. We don't know. In such a big, vast universe, the mankind is a very, very small in time and space. The mankind has been on the surface of earth only for the last 300,000 years. And we belong to that Homo sapiens, that mankind, intelligent mankind, and we all have a lifetime of about 100 years or 120 years at the maximum. Our height is about 6 foot, our breadth is about 2 foot, and width is about 1 foot. Now, this small, tiny living system is trying to understand and to make use of all the materials and the energies and so many dimensions of this universe to make this life comfortable. There are two things: to understand the whole universe, the dynamics of the world, and also to make use of it as best as possible. Now, then you can use to understand that among the whole variety or whole myriads of non-living and living systems in the universe, mankind is the apex or the acme of evolution. You should be proud of that. You and me should be proud of that. We become part and parcel of mankind or Homo sapiens. Still, we are a very, very tiny part of a big architecture of this universe. What is, as Einstein has said this, what is incomprehensible for me is that the whole universe is comprehensible, at least a little, for people like us, for the mankind. That is the beauty of mankind. Secondly, since it's a small part of nature, we have only one life. Like any donkey or a monkey or a cat or rat, once a man is dead, he is dead forever. There is no day of judgment, no rebirth, no karma, no soul transmigration, no swarga, no heaven or hell. None of these things exist. Only thing is, we are very special living system. That's all. Something like a big whale or big polar bear, we have something very, very special. We have extraordinary brilliant mind. That is all. Like polar bear or a whale, once they are dead and gone. Same way, when a man is dead, he is dead and gone. He was made out of the materials of the nature, and he will go back into different materials into the nature. That's all. Because of this one, there is no such thing as afterlife. That's also finished. Now, automatically, it implies that mankind was not created. It evolved by sheer chance and necessity because of the dynamics which I have explained. It evolved. There is nothing external to the nature also. Since there is nothing external to the nature, mankind was not created either by God or by nature. Remember, all gods were and are made by men and women in the past and the present. They are all just like latitudes and longitudes drawn on a globe to find the proper position of your town in a GPS. Remember, Earth is real on which you are walking, but globe is a model, is a toy, or is a material model on which all the latitudes and longitudes are drawn. If you go to any place, you cannot find the lines drawn on the globe in your village. But it is very useful to find out a position in a similar fashion. God is a very good construct, useful for a large number of people to find the purpose and meaning of life. According to the scientific religion, the whole universe consists of only four components: materials such as solids and liquids and gases, energies like light energy or a heat energy or a sound energy, and laws of nature like F is equal to ma, E is equal to mc square. These laws were there all the time. Only thing is the two scientists discovered only recent time. But they were existing all the time, and they will exist also in future. The last one is a creative cosmic intelligence. This is something subtle. The best example for this is the hexagonal structure of Ireland rocks, or the hexagonal structure of a beehive, or the hexagonal structure of a cell, of a plant cell, or the bilateral reflection symmetry of human face. All these have certain degree of order among a big chaos of disorder. This, and then man is one such intelligent component, one such intelligent species, one such intelligent component. That's all. There is a wide cosmic intelligence spread everywhere, and man has the one capability of appreciating, understanding at least a bit of them. That's a beauty. That's all. We don't have anything beyond. There is no such thing as God, superpower, anything. These are all the components of universe.